Hello, we are Geeks Assembled,
Hello.
and as you can see, Susan's with me as usual. This week we're going to be discussing a 1999 movie starring Catherine Zeta-Jones and Sir Sean Connery, about two thieves who are forced to work together, shall we say? It's Entrapment. This was Susan's suggestion. So this will be about the third time I've seen this movie. I don't know how many times Susan's seen this, but we'll go with our opening thoughts. Oh, Susan.
First of all, you can't go wrong with a bit of Sean Connery. Second of all, Catherine Zeta-Jones, at this point in her career, was nearly impossible not to like. She was really engaging, and she had a sincerity to her performance that was great. And the other thing was that there was a lot of cool people in this movie. There was people like David Yip as the chief of police, Kevin McNally, Gibbs from the Pirates of the Caribbean, and also from Doctor Who, from the Seventh Doctor. Anyway, he's great. He's really great. And then there's Maury Chaykin, and talk about a guy who eats the scenery, just munched it all over the top. And Ving Rhames and Will Patton as Cruz. And so yeah, it's kind of like a thing about whose game it actually is, whose heist it actually is, which one of them is actually doing the things. It was really that was the real intrigue, is trying to figure out which one of these two people is working for the government and which ones are working for themselves or whatever. So that's pretty interesting. And there are three heists in it. There's $8 billion because of the 2020 or the year 2000 bug, the Y2K bug,
which never happened.
Which
never happened.
No. And then also a painting, beautiful painting of Rembrandt, sorry. And then there was the other one was a mask, a beautiful gold mask. So there's three separate heists, and one kind of leads into another. And then there in the middle, there are some real quiet moments, which we'll talk about when we get to them. Anyway, I enjoyed it. It was fun to watch this dynamic duo doing their thing. Yeah. What were your thoughts?
Well, yeah, it's the story. She's supposed to be an agent, isn't she? Trying to catch the thief.
Yeah, she's trying to catch
Connery's Mac.
Yeah.
But it turns out she's sort of like a double agent, and she's the one who stole the painting in the first place. But then he stole the painting from the postal depot. So, and then they're sort of she sort of goes to him as a ploy to trap Entrapment, of course, to trap him. But all in a while, it's a double cross. Yeah, they worked well. Connery and Zeta-Jones worked well together. The only thing what I didn't really think was real was the sexual tension between them. I know she married an older man in real life, but
Lee, the problem is that after he played Bond, it was always sort of like that was where he put all of his sexual energy into. It was those characters, those roles, and then like he was just done.
I mean, I think he was, I don't know, roughly, he was maybe 70 when he did this. She was only, what, 29? I mean, they worked well together. But when the storyline saying that, you know, there was making out that they were falling for each other, I just didn't get that. So I didn't see that. You know what I mean? But she fell for Michael Douglas. Yep. So who knows?
I think she's still with him.
He's still married? Yeah, still married to him. Yeah. But yeah, it was a great setup. If you say 3 heists, and the one where they were planning the heist of the Golden Mask in his Scottish castle.
In the castle. See, I was like, so why does he even need to do this? The man lives in a fucking castle.
I mean, I did find the bit where, you know, where she was training through all the ropes, and he just sat there watching. I thought that was a bit sleazy. The way she was, you know, curving her back and sticking her derriere in the air in front of him, and he just sat there watching. I thought that was a bit sleazy. That was just me. You say this is how people think these days, isn't it? Huh. But it was all a plan. You know, it was all planning out for this heist, which I thought they did rather well. Timed it, did it, got out. Only to, you know, to get the for the 3rd heist, which was the downfall really of Virginia Gin.
Yeah.
Because you say it was all a double cross to catch hair, not the other way around. Yeah. Hence the entrapment. But yeah, it's not a what should we say, a high-powered octane movie. It's not all action. There is action in it. There is, as you said, there is some slower moments in this movie. So, well, that's what, you know, when you're supposed to see them falling for each other, or, you know, double crossing each other in scenes. But I enjoyed it. What about you? Anything what stands out for you, Susan?
Well, let's see. Yeah, I didn't find that sleazy. I thought that was like, I thought that was very, it was very hypersexual, but and the reason it had to be that way is to convince people that Connery's character could lust after her, because it was ASMR, very quiet moments. She was breathing very heavy. She was tapping her toes, and then she'd step. And so, like, all those little things that were there were there to hypersexualize that moment, and to give it more sensuousness. And yeah, she pulled it off. But you know, Connery really didn't put forth the kind of lustful energy that you need to convince anybody that you'd fallen for her. And the last time he did that was really in I guess he did a little bit in the Highlander, but mostly in Bond. He was pretty much he wasn't wooable after Bond. I don't know why. I think that's what it was, and it was challenging. It must be incredibly challenging as an actress to come up against somebody who's so emotional. It's not. It's like he's emotionally and his sensuousness is distant. It's like it's behind his body. It's not out there in front of him.
I think that's why this is why I just didn't. I couldn't see on screen. I just could not see the sexual chemistry there.
Yeah, I
It, I don't know if it was because of the age gap or
it was just
what.
he just wasn't putting it out there, and he doesn't do that too much. I mean, he didn't do it in Zardoz. He didn't. I mean, Zardoz is all about these creepy people in a weird floating spaceship head
Yeah,
having sex with each other, and then here's, I mean, and Sean is in this like wrestling kit with like just this little itty bitty covering on his John Thomas, and you're just like, what in the world ever? He's not into these people.
uh,
I mean, it was like, I don't know. It's just like that. I've watched a lot of Sean Connery after Bond, and I've I've been waiting. There were a couple of things in here like, in Highlander, you were kind of waiting for him to be the romantic lead, and no, it turned out to be the Highlander. I don't know. It's just, and he played a Spaniard, and I just, with a Scottish accent. Come on, the whole thing. Oh my god.
but he
Anyway,
played an Irish.
I really like him.
Yeah, he
What
played an Irish cop. He played an Irish cop in The Untouchables with a Scottish accent.
He's played an Irish cop, and oh my gosh, exactly, exactly hilarious. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so like the moments are precious and few, and but the fact that it was so ASMR, it was just like, yeah, I can see that was, and so I give I give both the director and Catherine Zeta-Jones so much kudos for those moments, because her movement is sensual, her body placement, and in terms of like the ropes and the lasers was great, and that was, I mean, that was so good that they had to reprise that for Ocean's 11.
Mm.
Remember that with the fox, you
Yeah,
know, him doing that thing. I just think that, it's amazing. It was really cool. And then there was the money one, and that one was really down to the clock, and the timing and stuff.
and I would have got away with it if she hadn't pulled the thing out the back of the computer.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it did. If you don't know the twists of the movie, it is quite a good, well written movie. The
Yeah.
way, the twists and the turns, and the action scenes near the end of the movie where they're trying to escape from the police is
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah.
Whether going across the lighting rigs across the skyline.
Across the Kuala Lumpur
Yeah,
sky bridge. That's
yeah,
just fucking crazy. I mean, that thing is That thing is the highest. You know, that's amazing. Oh my gosh.
No way would I be doing that.
So
But yeah, I mean, this was. I think Connery did 2 more movies after this, and then he retired.
yep.
I think he did Finding Forrester and The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and then he retired.
Yep.
So he was at the end of his career by then.
Yep.
So he may have just been acting by numbers.
No,
You know what I mean?
he didn't. He didn't phone this in. I mean, he did do some acting.
Oh,
He
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
wasn't emotionally invested.
yeah.
And
Uh,
that's what I'm saying is that Sean Connery did do some emotional investment in his early movies and in his Bond especially. I mean, it was fantastic in his Bond movies. I mean, he was just so sensual in his Bond movies. Women just fucking would throw their bras at him and their knickers and you know ask them to sign their breasts so that they could get his signature tattooed on their chest. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, he was literally the hottest star, and that's why so many people think of him as, you know, as their Bond, because they just wanted to be one of those Bond girls so bad. Anyway,
but
yeah,
what did you think to Miss Jones's American accent then?
it was all right. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it could have been better.
Could have been better.
Could have been better, yeah, because that's one of the
It
things.
was a bit. It was a bit. You know, Nicola Bryant and Doctor Who. It was like it was a bit of that.
Yeah,
Occasionally it
yeah,
would slip, but it was she was holding on for dear life.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's an enjoyable movie.
And
Is
she
it?
was supposed to be an FBI agent, and yet she got so emotionally. She was emotional. Like that's really what. That's why I think that this war that the romance works on one level because she was investing like that, putting it all in there.
I mean, say you've mentioned some names. You know, you mentioned David Yip as the chief of police.
Yeah,
We mentioned him in a cast a couple of weeks ago, didn't we?
yeah,
About the Chinese detective and in Quatermass and stuff like that.
yeah.
Um, I mean, Ving Rhames as well. He, I wish the film companies would give him more to do in movies. He he just seems to turn up, do his little bit, and then saddle off to the side. You know, like his Mission Impossible movies and
Oh
all
my
the other stuff.
gosh, I know. Yeah, yeah. He was never the even the second in command after Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he does deserve more screen time in movies.
Agreed.
He does. Um,
No question.
given given half the chance, he does deserve to be bigger. But he may be just happy to be supporting all the time. I don't know.
Yeah,
He, yeah, some people are just happy to do that.
yep.
So anything else you'd like to say about this entrapment?
Um, let's see. Yeah, it was this movie was kind of expensive to make, but they didn't spend everything that they made, so that was good. And
It
uh
was a it was good to hear a Seal track of over the credits at the end as well.
yeah,
Which Seal, but in the 90s, I think Seal had done about 3 or 4 movie soundtracks.
yep,
Was it, Space Jam and one of the Batman movies and this one all in the 90s.
yeah,
So he was in demand.
Yeah, he was. He was really good. And
So,
yeah, I don't really have anything more. I just yeah,
it,
I'm really glad Alex had it on DVD, and but I ended up
ah,
renting it off Amazon because of timing, and I didn't want to dig. But yeah, it was good to watch it again. It had been maybe, I'm thinking it was either 10 or maybe 20 years since I had seen this. So since
and it was
2003.
yeah, still watchable and enjoyable today as it
Yeah,
would be.
it didn't age. It was pretty
Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, I mean, what is it? It's 1999. So was it? We're 2023 now, and in that time period, it still looks like it could have been filmed last
yeah,
year.
it's timeless.
Yeah, yeah. So I agree there. It's aged well. So has Zeta-Jones.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, that's our little review of Entrapment. So now we need to know what's the score on the doors.
Okay, well, I'll give this nine windows that come out like this from an office building that aren't supposed to open. That was cool.
Yeah.
I was like, oh hell no, they could never open my window. And then I saw them opening that window. I was like, oh cool.
Well, just going back to one of the scenes in this movie, uh, where they're escaping and they're throwing gas at them, firing gas at them. How he just says, "Close your eyes, hold your breath."
Yep.
But he was leading her, so he had to have his eyes open and be breathing. So,
Sean Connery, mate. He doesn't need to breathe. He doesn't need to see. He just can do things by the force.
he's Bond.
He is Bond.
Yeah, so it was a 9 for you, was it?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
a 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 9 as well. I'm gonna give it 9 infrared light lines out of 10. It's a watchable movie. If if you're after real chemistry between actors, it's not there.
Huh?
It's by the book, um, in my opinion. Susan mostly disagrees, of course, but hey, this is what this is what we like to talk about. We don't always have to agree,
Don't agree.
but we don't always agree, but we give it the same score.
That was weird, ain't it?
But yeah, so that's Entrapment done and dusted with. Hope you've enjoyed watching us,
Yeah.
because me and Susan like sitting down on a Sunday evening or a Sunday afternoon for Susan over there in the US, um, just talking movies, audio dramas, TV series, you name it. If we can grab hold of it, we'll watch it and talk about it. Even if we don't like it, and we'll say we don't like it, and
Yep.
you'll see that in the scores. Um,
Yep.
but that's what it's all about. We don't have to like everything we watch. So if you want to join us, please leave us a message. If you're watching this on YouTube, comment below, message there if you want to join us. If you're watching it through Facebook link, please comment and leave us a message there. Get in touch. We're on Twitter as well. The links go up on Twitter. Message there. See, we're all over the social platforms. So just leave us a message. I would like to appear with you. Or how wonderful you do these shows. Please, can I give me some advice? And I'll say, yes, come along, sit in our casts, and that's how you learn not to do it.
Hmm.
Um, because we're not professionals, you know.
No, man, we've got lots of experiences. We've been doing this a long time, my friend.
We just, you know, we just like doing it because you see, we like doing it because we like to sit down and chat.
Because I'm an anorak, and so am I.
And also as well, it's good to keep in touch with your friends. And if
Yeah,
you sit down with this and talk about things you like entertainment
true.
stuff and stuff, with your friends, it's good once a week. Because I say we're all in different countries, so we can't just knock on the door and say, "How are you doing?"
Yeah,
You know, we're thousands and thousands of miles away.
yeah. It would be a hell of a commute if I went over to visit you and for
So,
a cup of coffee or something.
so thank God for Zoom.
Yeah, it works really
Yeah.
fabulous
So,
for what we do.
so yeah, if you want to join us, please just download the Zoom app. That's all you need to do, and have a laptop,
You don't have
PC.
to steal a mask. You don't have to steal a Rembrandt, and you do not have to. It doesn't cost you $8 billion.
All you have to be is 18 plus.
Yep.
And we'll, you're good to go. Just let us know when you can make it, because we don't force anyone to appear every week. It's just that me and Susan have got no friends, and we don't go out on a Sunday, so we're just here every day, every
Yep.
week.
Yep. That's true.
So, but yeah, it'd be just nice to have some new faces, some fresh blood. So please get in touch, and if it doesn't happen, it'll just be me and Susan until one of us drops down dead. And the way things are going, it might be me. But yeah, so that is our little review of Entrapment. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Susan, you need to say anything else before we go?
No, thanks for
There you
watching. Have a great one.
she's a woman of few words. So until next time, guys, be safe. We'll see you around. Bye for now.